Up until I could feel a move, I was always holding my breath like, okay, we just got to make it to the next ultrasound.
When they're monoamniotic, that's the one particular sac where they both are. So the problem with that is they intertwine. So they have one placenta, but two umbilical cords, and they're obviously very, very active. And the problem is, as they move, the umbilical cords can twist. And it looks just like you can get knots, you can get twists.
We had a few, like, I guess scares you'd call it, where they saw something that they weren't happy about, and then I would be scared for a week, and then we'd go back the next week, they're like, oh, it's resolved.
Having a good contact within the medical system is very, very important. You know, we do the deliveries, but we get a lot of help from the maternal fetal medicine people, which are the high-risk OB specialists.
About 1% of all twin pregnancies are monoamniotic pregnancies, which means that the babies are in the same sac. They share one placenta. So we recommend that these patients get admitted to the hospital about 24 to 28 weeks for a little bit more intense monitoring of the babies, just to watch their heart rates to make sure that they're not dropping because of significant cord entanglement.
The funny thing is we had 3 that were pregnant all at the same time, which will never happen again.
I had 2 miscarriages before this, and then I found out I was pregnant with twins. And then for them to be MoMo Twins, I was like, oh my God. I was terrified, and like every time we would go to the ultrasound, they'd be like, they're still head down. So I'm like, okay. And then I remember in the hospital, they had told me, I think I was like 30 weeks, and they told me that Sailor had flipped. I'm like, oh my God. I was so scared because like their cords, I just didn't know what it was gonna look like.
When they was born, it was wrapped several times. Remy, when she was born, she wasn't breathing. That's what made me, I was supposed to have her on a Monday. I had her the Saturday before because she wasn't breathing.
Most of the time when they come out, it looks like a hair braid. In fact, in this case, it had more than 20 twists and 20 braids in the umbilical cord. The babies are in the same sac, and so they have umbilical cords. And when babies get in trouble, if you pinch off the umbilical cord, you pinch off the oxygen in the blood supply.
I think we average maybe, I would say 10 cases that we're seeing annually between all of our different locations. And so, yeah, it's just a very special pregnancy. It's a lot of fun.
It was really scary. The whole pregnancy was scary. So, I mean, I wish I would have kept them in a little longer, but I was just glad that they were out and they were safe and healthy.
They're just like happy little girls, and it's just a blessing that they are totally normal.